Hello, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network here with another fun-filled horror movie review in October. Um, so yeah, Annabelle creation. I'll be completely honest. I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this movie.
I wouldn't either.
Um, because I really not. Whenever this movie came out, that was about the time everybody realized, okay, Conjuring movies are becoming like a once a year thing now, and da 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 da.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to be any good. The quality's going to dip. No, hell no. This movie was scary as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
What was that? You know, I said it scared the fuck out of me. I had to reach over and pick my fuck up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did today. But this basically tells the story of how Annabelle came to be.
Yeah, it really is the creation of Annabelle, like the name.
Yes, a little more so. Spoilers. Do I need to do a little spoiler warning? That little
Spoilers.
trademark thing.
Trademark thing. We have a thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright.
It's easy. So yeah, this movie tells not only the tale of how the demon came to be in the Annabelle doll, but also where the name Annabelle came from, and just the origin overall, who made the doll, how it got in there, and at the very end of the movie, it leads you all the way up to the beginning of the first Annabelle movie.
Yes.
And
I really enjoyed that.
yep.
You don't see that with a lot of prequels. I can't really think of one that's done that. A prequel that leads up to the next movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
you actually get to see you get to see a different angle of what happened. Because, see, at the very beginning of the first Annabelle movie, you have the couple, and they're in their house, and they realize something's going on next door, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, in this one, you actually get to see what happened in the house next door. And then you kind of lead it into the first Annabelle movie, and that was crazy because the little girl who actually she doesn't become possessed by the demon until about halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And then she becomes like the big bad villain, and then she disappears at the end, and everybody's like, okay, where the hell did she go?
Yeah.
But then she basically changed her name to Annabelle and ended up in another orphanage, and then gets adopted by the couple who 12 years later she kills. So, yeah. That was a neat little tie together, because you never know that until the very end.
Yeah.
And it was, like the end of the movie was already great. And then it's like, oh, we're going to give you one more little treat to
we're gonna tie
savor.
it up, and
yeah,
that was great. It was
very
satisfying.
Satisfying like nobody's business this was. So, but basically this couple, this man's a doll maker. It actually shows him making Annabelle at the very beginning, and
he planned on making like 100 of them.
Yeah, and then
the same doll, because I guess people loved his doll so much he was actually selling it in a store in town.
Yeah,
it was that far back.
This was like the 1950s.
Yeah.
Ish, late 40s, 50s, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they end up on their way home from church one Sunday, and the daughter gets hit by a car and killed, and then I guess they make a whole like pact, of like, oh, if you let us see our daughter again, we'll, like,
the wife is like, she tells the girls that come from the orphanage that come to their house, she tells them, we just started praying to anything that would listen, anything that would let us see her just one more time.
That always works out well.
Right.
So that happens. That is where the demon comes in and takes hold. And
because they don't know, it's just typical. They don't know it's the demon.
Yeah.
Because the demon can take form of anything.
But then when they realize it, the demon's like,
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah. Gravely injures the mom, and she stays bedridden for the next.
Takes her eye.
Yeah.
Too.
She stays bedridden for the next several years, and then the kids show up with the nun. At the oh, this is going to be our new orphanage. They didn't have anywhere else to go. The demon kind of starts playing around with the little girl who had a bad leg from polio. Of course, nobody believes it. By the time it's too late, the demon has already possessed the girl. She becomes the big villain in the second half of the movie. And, this movie had some jump scares, but overall, this just had a creepy as hell, just scary movie. We actually see the demon, the physical.
It's almost psychological.
Yeah. We see the physical manifestation of the demon, actually, which was creepy as hell. And part of me kind of wishes they never showed it, because I'm always a fan of the less you see, the better. My imagination.
That's true.
Yeah, my imagination could do a whole hell of a lot more than any special effects.
I don't know. It was still fucking scary though, looking.
Well, it's like
He looked straight out one of them books. When you look up demons, you know what I mean. It's got the picture. He looked just like one of them drawings.
They did their homework on that one. But I'm a big fan of what I guess they call it the Jaws school of thought. Jaws is supposed to be prominent throughout the movie, but they had so many technical malfunctions with the shark that they only showed him in like 30 seconds of footage, but that made the movie even scarier because you never really knew where the hell that shark was at.
Nah, it's true.
Not seeing is the worst part.
That's true. The unknown is a lot scarier than the known.
And that always, once they I'm a big fan of having things explained and backstory and origins and blah, 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 but sometimes, the more you know, the less scary it is. There's a lot of horror movies in the past.
True.
But they did this origin story right. They explained it without diluting it,
Yeah, you're right.
They didn't give too much. And this really turned out well. Like I said, this movie is scary as hell.
I liked how they referenced the nun twice in this movie.
Yes.
The first time was when she showed the man, the nun that came with the girls. She showed him the picture, and all of a sudden that other nun was in it.
Yeah, off in the background a little bit.
Yeah,
it only showed up at an
angle.
angle.
The way he looked, and he's like, "Who's that?" And then it was almost as she didn't know that was there, and she was like, "I guess I never met her." And that was her explanation for it. And it was like, that would have freaked me the fuck out. Are you kidding me right now? And then, of course, they had an end credit scene where they showed a preview for the nun.
Yeah, and the nun's walking down a hallway at the cathedral in 1952. And there's like candles on each side of the hallway. And as the nun gets there, the candles go out, each one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it shows her face at the end.
Yeah.
But that was badass to see in theater. But,
oh, screw that.
Nah, but it was awesome. That part is in the Nun. I've watched part of the Nun.
Okay.
But
didn't
both times I fell asleep.
Didn't they come up with a Nun movie that came out right before the actual Nun movie that wasn't part of the Conjuring? You know how used to, whenever a Disney movie would come out, they would put out like let's say the Aladdin came out.
And they'd have like the story of Aladdin,
or it would be called Aladdin, but it would be a cartoon.
Yeah.
But you could tell that it was like a
last minute
Funimation thing, or like like one of those made for TV movies. Like they had like 5 or 6 tornado movies right when Twister came out.
Yeah, and there's something like that on Netflix.
It was called The Nun, but it came out like a full year before the actual Conjuring Nun came out, and I thought. Like, they had when that hardcore Krampus movie came out, there was a shitty Krampus movie that came out like 6 months before that. So, like, while it was in theaters, there was another one that went straight to video. It was like, here, watch our Krampus movie. And I thought it was the actual one that was. Of
course you did.
I was like, oh, dear God.
All right.
I thought that was a 90s thing. But nope, they still do it.
Well, they still do it like crazy.
Except now that stuff goes straight to Netflix.
Yep, pretty much. instead of straight to video or DVD.
You know, I know you probably won't remember a whole lot, but I think we ought to do a video at some point on best made-for-TV movies. You know, because there were a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was like a stock car racing movie. There was one about killer bees. There was like 4 or 5 of them, you know, about tornadoes. And
Hi, Zero.
Zero's behind the TV.
He's looking at me too. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
He's seriously laying down behind the TV.
Yeah, on his side, just hanging out. I think he's about to get the zoomies. But anyway.
Can't wait. All right. Well,
what do you rate this?
Oh, this one gets an 11. This is a solid 11 movie.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
This movie, okay.
This was a fun, scary as hell horror movie. Best one of the series so far, in my opinion.
God, yeah, and I hate dolls. I'm so scared when they come to life. There's a couple times I had to close my eyes.
Oh, also kudos for them once again including the Raggedy Ann Annabelle doll in the movie, because it's just a neat little throwback, and I know it scares the hell out of you every time it happens, but
okay,
it adds to it.
Here's what you do wonder though, is like, you know, they gave it to Annabelle when they adopted her. Remember, is at the end of the movie, reckon they put it in the thrift store? Reckon it was the same one.
Here's the thing. It knew, like, the demon knew that doll, it was familiar. And I guarantee it was set up. Something, fate, some kind of divine intervention of the evil kind. Something happened. You know, I don't know what. And you never know, it might be explained later, but... Because there is one more Annabelle movie, I think.
Yeah, Annabelle Comes Home. But yeah, this gets an 11 for me too.
Fantastic. Love it.
It was a good movie. But it was one of those that was... It's so scary, I don't know if I want to watch it again. We'll see.
One day. Meanwhile, we're blasting through these, getting through them for the Halloween. We're going to get all the Conjuring movies done, and then we're going to scatter a handful of other horror films as we can review them throughout the month. So right now, the way I'm scheduling the videos is they're going to happen on like every Friday and Monday. And then our other horror films are going to be scheduled like midweek or something like that, you know. We're going to have a few here and there. It'll be nice. And then we're going to actually do some live in October, or at least recent pre-recorded type stuff. Okay, Zero got down. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap. We'll see y'all next time for... What's the next... The next movie is The Nun.
I think so.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Because I think we've got 3 more movies. We've got The Nun. We've got Annabelle Creation, or Annabelle Come Home. And then the Devil Made Me Do It.
No, there's another one in between that.
We got 4 more?
Mm-hmm.
There's 8?
There's 7. Hold on.
Because we've watched Conjuring, we've watched Annabelle, we watched The Conjuring 2, and now we've watched Annabelle Creation. That's 4.
And there's another one. Hold on.
There should be Annabelle Comes Home.
There's another
The Conjuring,
one.
The Devil Made Me Do It, and The Nun.
1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Let me Google this.
That's just my guess.
No, there's another movie. Hold on. I just don't know.
If that's the case, there's 8.
Well, then there's 8, but there's another movie.
Dear God Almighty.
Alright. That's the wrong article. Shit.
Hope y'all enjoy my shirt. By the time you've seen this, the shirt's probably worn out.
Films. Okay. The next is The Nun, and it's The Curse of La Llorona. Rona? That's how I'm pronouncing it.
Was that one of those that they said that you could kind of skip? I don't know.
I mean, it's in the universe and it's canon.
Okay.
So, and I've never watched it, and I want to watch it. So here we are.
Okay. Well, there's 8 total movies then, and we're halfway there, living on a prayer. All right. We'll see y'all next time. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amberlicious.
Your Untitled Nerd Network. This has been the the review for Annabelle Creation.